What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to G-Miles World Podcast. So right now we're going to be talking about Week 10 in the NFL 2022 season, and we're going to kick it off with the Thursday night game. I know you guys were wondering where the podcast was. Some weeks we'll just combine the Thursday with the Sunday games. So this is one of those weeks. We're going to jump into the Falcons and the Panthers, and then we're going to jump right back out of it because it was horrific. All right, it was absolutely disgusting. I think it's time to move on from Mariota. A lot of you guys were, tweeting me, hitting me up on Facebook like, yo, is he done? I don't know what he's doing, to be totally honest. Right now, with the way the season has gone, and in a very winnable NFC South, I think it would be smart to move on and just let the rookie play. That's my opinion, but I don't know what you guys are feeling. Let me know as Atlanta Falcon fans what you guys are feeling about that. But the Panthers should not be winning games. That's what I'm very adamant about. They should not be winning any type of football game. So it is what it is, bro. I don't really know what to say about this game. It was absolutely disgusting, the whole process. So you guys give me the feedback on it. I just feel that Mariota, it's time to move on from that situation. Jumping into the Sunday's game right away, we know they were in Germany, the Seahawks and the Buccaneers. Now, let me just say a couple things about this really quickly. Geno Smith looked like the old Geno Smith at some points in this game, and then late in the game, it seemed as if he was going to wake back up and be ready to go and all of a sudden be what he's been this year, but it was too late. And the Buccaneers were able to squeeze it out. Tom Brady was throwing Stevies as if he was really like disabled, visually. So I don't really feel like, even with them being 5-5, I think at this point they're like the number one team in that division. I don't feel that they're confident enough right now to be able to do much going forward, so we have to wait to see how that works out. But ultimately, the Buccaneers are very, very, bro, they're wishy-washy at this point. Like, you don't know what you're going to get out of it. I don't know what's going on. Todd Bowles, he doesn't look like he knows what's going on. There's a lot happening, so we have to just continue to watch. But playoff run is going to be going on. But will you eliminate Tom Brady? You know what I'm saying? Like, we already know based on what we're seeing right now that more than likely they're going to make the playoffs. Will you be able to destroy Tom Brady's life inside that playoff segment? Because he's still Tom Brady. No matter what you guys say, he is. Now, the Vikings right now, dude, are the scariest team in the NFL. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys understand. They were down 17 in the third. Okay? This was not supposed to happen. First of all, let's go ahead and break it all down, right? Michael Irvin said that Kirk Cousins would be an MVP candidate. I did not believe that. Justin Jefferson made a catch that was way better, in my opinion, than OBJ's, and they also won. Remember, when you go back to the Giants catch that OBJ did, they lost that game to the Dallas Cowboys. They actually beat this team in OT, so I would probably put Justin Jefferson's, one-arm grab where it looked like, I don't know how the hell he came up with the ball. I would put that as the number one catch ever in the NFL. That's just my opinion. Now, they were down 17 in the third, all right? All of a sudden, Kirk Cousins starts making wild throws. Now, he threw the ball 50 times, 357 yards. He only had one touchdown. But this was a gritty and disgusting game, right? And they were able to pull it out. I got to tell you something, bro. I know that the touchdowns weren't there, but some of the things that Kirk did, bro, it was like he's ready to win right now. Like, it was really wild. And the Vikings are 8-1, and nobody's really talking about them, bro. And it's like really scary because you gotta understand, like, Dalvin Cook randomly would just go 14 carries, 119 yards and a touchdown. You got Justin Jefferson out there. There's a lot going on with this team that nobody is talking about. And then when we look at the Bills, we thought his elbow injury, Josh Allen's elbow injury, was going to leave him out of the game. Not only did he play, they started off very, very well. Like I said, it was a situation where I thought it was over. 27-10. I'm like, yo, this game's done. We don't need to watch this no more. Then I hear they're in OT. I'm like, yo, what the? And then I look at it, and then the replay is everywhere. Justin Jefferson jumping around like he's, Tarzan and catching the ball randomly. I'm like, all right, you know what? I got to make sure everybody knows this, right? The Vikings are the scariest team right now because they seem like they're playing with something, like they have a chip on their shoulder, but I don't know what the chip is, and I don't know what's going on. But the Bills are really disappointing me, so I'm going to go ahead and say, I don't know if they can rebound. I don't know if the Bills are really ready to go with Josh Allen right now. I don't know if he's actually, going through some stuff with his elbow. Because earlier in the game, he was running into traffic, doing all kind of weird stuff. Something's going on with that team. I didn't expect this to happen. So that's a home loss that I didn't really feel that the Vikings would handle them at home, but it happened. And again, with the way that everything is going right now, I would be, you know what it is? You got to watch the Vikings. If they win a game in the playoffs, I'll be convinced, because they haven't done it in a while. I'll be convinced if they do that. But just regular season right now, we got to watch them. The Lions and the Bears. Justin Fields is still a very, very good quarterback, but it seems like everything that he's doing primarily is on the ground. Why am I saying that? 13 carries, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. We're seeing him run the ball so seamlessly, and it's scary. Because if this guy can get, to be able to throw the ball right, accurately, I see him miss a lot of passes. I think he wants to pass the ball more than run it. We're just not seeing it enough. But the Lions played very, very hard throughout the game. And then the Bears, somehow, they were able to score 14 points in the third. The Lions didn't score at all. And then 21 in the fourth. So it got really, really scary. And I got to be honest with you guys. This thing right here, it makes me nervous because I just don't know what the Lions are. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes they're really, really gritty. Sometimes they suck. But this game right here, I thought the Bears would win this game relatively easy based on the way that Justin had been playing. But I can't blame it all on him. I can't say for him that it was something to where, it's his fault with this loss. I just can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what? Congratulations to the Lions, but this one right here wasn't on Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields has some work to do, but this wasn't something that we can just blame him outright. Jared Goff, very mediocre, 19 to 26, 236 yards, 1 touchdown. It is what it is. 21 points in the fourth, more than likely is going to get you beat. Broncos and the Titans, we all know that Russell Wilson is not good, right? I think we could all agree on that. Russell Wilson is terrible. He's a horrific football player. He pretty much went out there and robbed the Broncos, which I'm very excited about because it's always good to see a player go out there and just stick it to one of the teams. My problem is when you hold Derrick Henry to 53 yards, you have to win that game. I don't care what team you are, and they couldn't do it. And a lot of why they couldn't do it was Russell Wilson. So he was able to make off like a thief in the night with his contract. I don't know how they're going to get rid of him out of that organization, but they have to if they're looking forward on winning anything going forward. The Titans, nothing to really talk about here. Like I said, very mediocre game. A lot of defense was played, and that's ultimately the way that this game was won for the Titans. But the one thing I can tell you is Russell Wilson is a really bad football player this year. Again, when Geno Smith is better than you, you got a lot of issues going on. Jags and the Chiefs, it looks like, what's his name? Juju Smith-Schuster? Dude, I don't really know what happened in that hit. To me, it looked legal. But people got to understand, right? What we were used to growing up and what football is right now are two different things. So we have to be very, very careful how we judge it. Because a lot of dudes were running around with their brains hanging out their helmet back in the day. Was that more entertaining for us? Yes. But the way that the league is now, they're not trying to get sued no more. So that's why these players are not being able to return to games after getting blasted. But ultimately, the Chiefs really had this game under control for the most part, so it's nothing really exciting. The Jags, Trevor Lawrence looks to be getting better, but he still has a lot of work to do. Mahomes, 4 touchdowns again, 331 yards. But like I said, the bigger thing that I saw trending through social media was like, these players are really soft. It's a mixture of a lot. The NFL doesn't want to be held accountable, and at the same time, back in the day, was it really right when a dude was playing with his elbow hanging off? Ronnie Lott, bit off his finger and just went back in the game. Was that smart? Like, dude, it's a lot of things going on. So I understand the rage, and I do pay attention to what you guys send me. But at the end of the day, hopefully he's okay, Juju Smith-Schuster, and we move on and, move on to next week and see what's going on with that. Browns and the Dolphins, this was complete domination. The Browns are horrific. I was going to say that, Brissett was decent. Early in the game, he stepped up in the pocket, made a good throw on a 3rd down play. I was like, okay, you're looking good. Then he sucked. You know what I'm saying? Then I realized that he's garbage. And it's like, all right, so we got to wait for Deshaun Watson. As of today, I believe that Deshaun Watson can now return to practice. And that's it, just practice. So we'll see what happens with the Browns, going forward. But again, this was complete domination. And it's something that we got to take a look at with the Browns because 39 points is 39 points regardless. So defensively now it's just like whatever. It doesn't even matter anymore. You guys got to do a better job. Texans and the Giants, okay. Danny Dimes, okay, dude. You guys are 7-2. I don't want to say that they are scary because the Texans suck, but Saquon Barkley is that dude. Saquon Barkley, 35 carries, 152 yards, 1 touchdown. He's taking that kind of load on. He's healthy right now. As long as he stays healthy, you know what I'm saying? It is going to be, dude, defensively, they're coming up with interceptions in the end zone to kind of seal the game type thing. Listen, I'm going to tell you this again, bro. Davis Mills is garbage, but the bigger news is the Giants are playing extremely well, and they're beating teams that they're supposed to beat. And that's what makes it really, really interesting. Moving right along with the Saints and the Steelers. The Steelers came up with a big win, but the Saints are not good. Like I said, Tom Brady is going to win that division simply because none of the teams are good. That's ultimately what's going on right now. I can't tell you that 18 of 30 with 199 yards are good numbers, but it was good enough to beat a team that is not really good. And that's ultimately what happened in this game. So there's not a lot going on with the Saints right now. They absolutely suck, and that's pretty much what it is. The Colts and the Raiders, I would say I was a little teary-eyed to watch Derek Carr cry. Well, pretty much get emotional on the podium with the losses that they've been having. The Raiders are now they're on the hunt for the number 1 draft pick in the league. All right. Stephon Gilmore, he screwed up the week before. This week he comes out and breaks up the pass to Devontae Adams to seal the Colts win. Things happen and things change very, very quickly in the NFL, and that's what went on. Derek Carr, not too bad of a day, 248 yards and 2 touchdowns, but guess what? You're going for the number 1 pick. And, at the end of the day, we got to really watch the situation, because how angry is Devontae Adams going to be? 9 receptions, 126 yards, 1 touchdown, but continuously losing. I just don't really get it anymore. It's really, really bad in this situation. Jumping to the Cowboys and the Packers. I don't know what A-Rod went to. I don't know if he was on a high or what he was doing, but him winning this game, coming back in OT, was out of control. All right? 3 touchdowns, bro. 3 touchdowns to Watson. What the dude, I don't know what's going on. And what the hell? Dakota Prescott had 265 yards for 3 touchdowns, but when they really needed him the most, he came up really, really small. These are the games that people are talking about when you talk about Dakota Rain Prescott. And then you start saying Cooper Rush. Games like this. That's all I'm going to say, Cowboy fans. He should have won this game with his eyes closed. That's, you know what I'm saying, bro? You jump out, you know what I'm saying? 14-14, second quarter, it's looking exciting. You get 14 in the third, right? 14 in the third, then you give up 14, and then you lose by a field goal. Like, GG's, bro. Lamb did pretty well, though. 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. This game was extremely exciting. Did not work out for the Cowboys. It is what it is. Cardinals and the Rams. Oh, my goodness. Colt McCoy did? Bro, a Colt McCoy sighting? You know what? Kyler Murray, stay home and play Call of Duty, dude. You suck. 27-17, and I guarantee you, if Kyler plays this game, the Cardinals does not win. Nothing really to talk about in this game. DeAndre Hopkins, almost 100 yards, 10 reception, 98 yards. The biggest news about it was the Rams are a terrible football team, and maybe it's Kyler Murray also robbed the franchise, similarly to the way that Russell Wilson did. That's all I was thinking while I was watching this game. Finally, the Chargers and the Niners. This game right here, the Niners were very, very gritty throughout the entire process. It looks like Christian McCaffrey was a great pickup because, again, he's doing so much for that team. Garoppolo, no touchdowns, 240 yards. Mitchell, everybody was running the ball pretty well. Ayuk, we got to see Deebo Samuel again. At the end of the day, Herbert, it's time to look at Herbert and to figure out if he's really a good quarterback or not. We gave him a lot of hype early on, but he's starting to really let us down. We have to figure out what we want to do with him. And that's ultimately it for the highlights and the podcast for this week. Be sure to check in. Subscribe to G Miles World Sports on Twitter. G Miles World Podcast on, pretty much iHeartRadio, iTunes, whatever it is, Spotify, all that good stuff. But we are now G Miles World Sports on YouTube. Check us out. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. One love, y'all.